every experience I've ever had in Ghana shaped who I am. It's such a beautiful culture, and exploring these mediums allows me to create a world which is global. I want people to really feel emotion when they see this body work, and I pray that it inspires others a lot more difficult than people would like to think are those cultural gaps of representation and love. Africa can be, but within that wave you can learn how to smooth out your peace and your trust. And throughout that, the setbacks and the lessons teach you a lot.
Force and red blood that unlocked you. Conflict has brought us to our hands and knees. And on those hands and knees, we've been toiled to satiate less than me. How much can we sacrifice? No amount of isms will fix the schism of corruption in between us. How can we live into the liberties we taught?
We chose to bleed through our paintbrush, through our words, through our fabrics, through our voices. We want to tell the stories that the nation avoided. Mosaic heals our hearts and thickens our skin. Creativity breaks down barriers. True reformation starts. A new land crafted from the dreams of hearts.
Do you mind explaining a little bit about like each of the bags, of like how you made it and like what materials you use maybe? Hold it just like that. Well, with the sound on in the background? With the sound on in the background?
It's gonna lessen.
Oh, okay.
If you, that's the mic, so.
Yeah.
It
It'll filter it out. Okay, cool. Okay, where should I start? All right, we'll start at this one. So this bag, it's the first one I made throughout this series of work. Okay, my bad. How long do you want it as well?
It's just like, we can edit it out, but it's just like however you want it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is the first bag I made around 2.5 months ago. I was really trying to experiment a lot more with borrow and distressing and studding, and I feel like out of the sample size I've got here, this is probably my favorite. It's like a baby to me. It's like the first one that I made that looked really good and almost portrayed exactly what I wanted it for. I wanted it to be. So yeah, I'm very super proud of it. It's made with python fabric, African python fabric. All the studdings, they've all been intentionally done in a way that like makes the bag pop out a lot more. So yeah, I'm super proud of this for sure. Then moving on to this one, very self-explanatory. I'm from the UK. I'm not from the UK, but I live in the UK. Born and raised in London. So I just wanted to pay homage to that as being a Black British artist, being an African British artist, and yeah, I'm super proud of it. This was more of a experimental piece. I just wanted to see what it looked like, just to see if I could somehow distress a flag, but also make it still look like a flag, if that makes any more sense. But yeah, it's super dope. I feel like a lot of people gravitate more to this as well, just because it's so different, and you've never seen a distressed flag bag ever. So yeah, super proud of it. And yeah, I wish I made a career one though, unfortunately, but hey hoo. At the next one. We'll move on to this one. This one is one of two kente duffels. And kente, it's an Ghanaian fabric that we use for our clothes, for our cloths. It's just the typical fabric that you see a lot in Ghana, and I wanted to bring that to Asia because Asia's never seen it before. And I feel like even in the Western world as well, unless you are from Ghana or you're from Africa, you don't see kente and think, oh, that's kente. You just think of it as another fabric. And yeah, I've never seen anybody else in the market use it in this sort of format, so I wanted to definitely show this off. It shows off every single thing that I've grown up living in. So I got Africa, I got gem jewels, I got denim. So yeah, great design. We move on to the second one. This is another Kente duffel. Again, similar story to there. The only thing I added was some paisley fabric because I just wanted to blend in a lot more, and I wanted to make this the whole bag and try and almost portray the Ghanaian flag on a bag without putting the flag on. So I put on the red, I got the green, I got accents of the yellow, and yeah, just a beautiful bag. And yeah, last one. This is just a black version of the python snakeskin over there. And yeah, again, similar story with all the other ones. I wanted to experiment a lot with sashiko stitching, distressing, gem jewels, and yeah, it came out beautiful. A lot of people back home love this bag. And yeah, that's the story.
What made you kind of start creating these bags?
These bags. So I would say my intro to fashion was through denim. I've said multiple times on loads of interviews, like Japanese fashion and Asian fashion was so big to me in my introduction to fashion. Unfortunately, I could never afford it when I was a child. So one day I had a lot of time on my hands after I had an injury, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a sewing machine and see where I can go from there. And yeah, I started experimenting a lot with denim because it's very, very accessible. It's very accessible, and it's very, you can play around with it. You can do so many different styles and accents to it. So I played around with it for a long time, and yeah, here we are making these crazy bags. It's been 2 years now, and I'm praying that I can keep enhancing my craft. That's why this show is called 10,000 Hours. It's a show that's supposed to show off like enhancing your craft and getting better at your craft, and to the point where, yeah, you can do something like this. So, yeah.
Where did you learn your skills? Like, is it just mostly like trial and error, or?
Yeah, so originally my mom was my teacher. She was the one who taught me how to sew. But yeah, a lot of this was trial and error. Like, if we move over to this one, like, this was the first one I made, but a lot of people don't know. It took me like 3-4 bags just to get to this piece, because I was trying out so much and putting so much time into figuring it out. And yeah, my fashion ethos has always been upcycling and slow fashion, because I prefer when people take more time in their craft, because it makes you want to keep it more. And you know, nobody's ever gonna get a piece like this again unless you try and mimic it to the exact detail of the thread. Nobody's ever gonna have to mimic it this. So yeah, I'm super, super proud of what I've created through this, and yeah, super, super proud. Okay, is that good?
Yep.
Charity shops. You can get denim, like all of this denim is like £1. So like 2001. Because there's so much denim.
Right.
And a big thing. So before I now I've just rebranded, but my ethos throughout life has always been upcycling, and I want to make as much minimal waste as possible.
Right.
So that's why I use a lot of old jeans instead of buying new ones, because the old jeans, they all have personality to them already. So I don't really need to really do that much manipulation to it. Like some of these jeans are maybe 40 years old, I don't know, 20 years old, 5 years old, but each patch tells a different story. Do you have anything like that? Like charity shops?
Oh, like thrift.
Yeah, no, not really thrift. It's kind of just there for people who like really need, like they can't afford.
I've never really seen it, but we do have those in Canada. We have like each like street, we would have like a container where you can just donate.
Okay, yeah.
like those kind of things. But
I don't know whether maybe my attitude
It's really big in the UK.
or my behaviour just didn't
You always
fit
think of British Heart
what
Foundation.
school's about.
All the money goes towards cancer research.
right. Oh.
Just research.
Maybe just a format.
Like, did anything inspire you to put
For these
these
stones.
for the stones?
So the stones, honestly, it's just kind of hard to explain. It's just I feel like it makes the back pop out a little bit.
Right.
I was trying to.
Sometimes something just don't suit you.
I'm very big on like
Set out people's systems don't.
when you see my work, you know it's my work.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
every piece has their own like.
Like every single piece is so different.
Yeah.
It's still tell it's a Jevan logo.
Yeah.
You know, so especially now that I'm doing this sort of stuff, like I did a lot of like my first bags were just plain. Like you could just imagine a plain blue canvas. And now it's like I'm trying to add all these other different concepts and themes and culture, but you can still tell it's a Jevan logo bag. You know? Even without without even putting my logo on it, people still know it's Jevan logo. Yeah.
The teachers were more interested in telling me off.
Why I started it, literally, I tell this people all the time, it's literally because I couldn't afford it. So, even the jeans I got now, I really wasn't like self-rejecting jeans. And the thing, I was like, I'm not paying let me just make it. And then from there, you just kind of like, you get very obsessed with it. This one's for kids. God is very rooted to who I am as a person, as a human being, as an artist. I feel like every experience I've ever had in God has shaped who I am. It's such a beautiful culture, and the vibrancy of the people is what makes us. And for my art and everything, like, I just never want to lose sight of that, man. I always want to have fun whenever I'm doing this, to always keep pursuing for my child self. Going into this new era and this new series of work, 10,000 hours, I just feel like exploring these mediums allows me to create a world of global. I want people to really feel emotion when they see this movie work, and I pray that it inspires a lot of people when it's all said and done. I feel like upcycling and sustainability is the new buzzword of fashion. However, actually applying it and using it within your work is a lot more difficult than people would like to.
I'm gonna get the bag in the back. Yeah. And then you can clip it into your.
Have you seen the like people doing like their hair sometimes or like their ear? I'll just put it here.
So when I ask you a question, I mean, we don't have to tell me the registration date. I can just edit it. When I ask you a question, I need you to rephrase the question into your average.
Okay.
Because the mic can't pick up my question.
Okay.
Because of the line, it's just gonna blur it out.
Okay.
So you need to, like, for example, question class, what is Jeff Global?
Okay. Yeah, I'll be like Jeff Global is I got you. Yeah. Am I facing this way or should I? Face here. Okay. Should I? Okay. Yeah, so my name is Jevan Megbenu. I professionally go by as Jev Global. And yeah, I'm a multidisciplinary artist originally from Ghana, but I reside in London, England. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about what Jeff Global is?
Yeah, so Jev Global, I'd say I've got two different iterations of it right now. So I had my first section of Jev Global that the ethoses are both the same in the first and second one. It's based on culture, upcycling, art, and trying to make a world within my own style of art, but also try and put in themes of Ghanaian culture, London culture, Japanese culture, try and blend them all into one. So it's just everything that I've grown up on and that I've loved throughout my life, all the fashion I've loved, all the art I've loved, and just trying to intertwine them all into one singular world that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's the best way to explain it. Yeah.
So how did these endeavors start? What was the inspiration for all of this?
So my inspiration and my endeavors came from, it was very early on when I was about 13, 14. I was really interested in denim and Japanese art. And one of my favorite brands of all time is called Capital Global, and I really, really wanted their pieces. Like, I remember I was saving up pocket money, I was saving up lunch money, stuff like that, and I obviously couldn't afford it. It's 400, 500 pounds. I'm a 13, 14-year-old kid who, I don't work, but I said to myself one day, like, if I can't afford these pieces, I want to be able to somehow experience it in a different way. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it one day for myself. And in the end, I ended up having a knee injury that sidelined me for about a year and a half. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and I said to myself, you know what? Like, I'm going to buy a sewing machine and try this out. And, you know, with time and with practice, like, you figure out what you want to do. So I started off with small scale denim. I moved to upcycling for a bit, and now I'm in Korea making a show for my bags. Yeah.
Can you tell us how, your background, especially around the world, has influenced your work?
Of course. So my background, I've always said I've never had a true home. The only home I call home is Ghana, because I'm blood from there. But I've lived in multiple different areas and countries. We usually move around like every 3-4 years, if that. Recently with school, and so I feel like my backgrounds have played a big part. I think traveling is one of the most important things an artist can do, because you get to really see different parts of the world. And like, I've always said that my inspiration comes from life. It doesn't necessarily come from like I was talking about how denim inspired me, but the denim I make now, it's inspired by true experiences that I've had and I've lived. And I'd say all the backgrounds that I've been to and I've seen around the world has definitely influenced me to make this show and make my pieces, especially with Ghanaian culture. Like, that's the most important part for me. And yeah, I just try and fuse everything that I love together within my art. 100%.
Can you explain or tell us more about this space?
Okay. Yeah, so this Oxxy space is amazing. I love, I was approached maybe about 7-8 months ago. Me and the, let me start again. Should I say your name? Or should I just say the founder?
You can just start.
Okay, I'll run it back. What was the,
I'll just read.
yeah, just restart it.
So can you tell me a little bit more about this space and explain this space for the audience?
Of course. So yeah, this is my first debut show. Like, I've never been in a space like this before, and I was approached by the founder of Oxxy maybe about 7-8 months ago, and he said to me, like, we need to try and bring Ghanaian culture, Western culture to Korea, because it's something that isn't as pushed upon in Korea, and I love the way, even not to even speak about my show, but to speak about other shows, like how the ethos of Oxxy to dream and to create is instilled in every person's show here, you know. So it's almost like a blank canvas. It's like do what you have dreamt and put it into how you want to explain it through your art. And yeah, I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and yeah.
So the portraits that you framed up on the walls, the bags, midair, as well as the documentaries that you've made,
Yeah.
could you tell us what significance and what meaning they have?
Okay. So my whole show, I feel like the foundation of my show has always been I wanna be, when someone walks through the door, I want them to immediately feel immersed. I want them, as soon as they walk through the door and they start walking from left to right or right to left, however they want to start, like, I want them to really feel what I'm trying to portray through my work. With the portraits just show how the culture is where I'm from, and how the bags look in a space that isn't necessarily a white wall gallery, you know, like these are actually supposed to be used. We've got a 40-minute documentary behind me of like the process it took to get to this stage, and the show's called 10,000 Hours. It took real 10,000 hours to get to this stage, and the bags, they tell their own story as well. So yeah, it's just a very sensory show. I want to take this without me throughout my life and my work, and this is just a debut. So yeah, I'm very proud and very, like, it's a dope experience to be able to like actually feel it. And I know when people walk through and they see the space, they'll hopefully feel the exact same thing.
You talked a little bit about the lack of representation of culture, especially in Korea, for a lot of these African cultures.
Yeah.
So even like English, the United Kingdom, you know, and how you want to bring that to Korea.
Of course. Yeah, obviously, I want to. Korea is obviously on the eastern part of the world. African culture isn't as big, which is perfectly okay. So that's why doing a show like this is important, because people that walk through, they'll really feel not just African culture, but London culture, Japanese culture, you know, like culture that I try and infuse in myself, and even back home, because I feel like representation, it's the most important thing an artist needs, because without it, you don't have an identity, you don't have a story. You won't go very far without what you represent. And yeah, it's very important to me to bring that to Korea. As someone that used to live here before, like, I would definitely say, like, I wish 10 years ago I had something like this to come to, because I feel like I would have walked into the show and been proud of like who I am and where I'm from. And yeah, I think it's so important, and yeah, Koreans have a chance to now come and see this. So yeah.
So what's next for Jevan and Jeff Global?
Yeah, so Jeff Global, I'm going in a direction like this. Like, I want to bring a real immersive world and world build, and world building is the most important thing for me. I think my debut show is going very well. I've now seen how it can look, and I can now see how to improve on it, and I'm already thinking like 2 years ahead of where I want to be in the next 2 years. Like, I've only been doing this for 2 years now, and to see the growth from where I started in my uni dorm and now I'm in Korea, like, it's crazy. So like, I don't like to set goals. For me, it's like, my talent is limitless, and whatever field and whatever medium I want to go into, it'll be very important for me to just keep world building and keeping the ethos the same, but just trying to make it as immersive as possible. So yeah, 100%. I'd say that's the direction.
How do you feel? And these people feel that the only way they can get these
Rap.
trainings, or whatever they were looking, was to take it.
Good. Perfecto.
For me to get
So in the UK, all the artists, all have to know that they are. It's a must. It's a must.
because there was a time when I was on the street, out there, trying to really get to this dream by selling drugs. God didn't sit me down like that. Umpteen times. I could be in jail right now. Just been trapped in that cycle. I didn't, and for a good year, I was here and there with money. I couldn't really, you know what I mean? I was trying to pick up. Because I am always on the line. They didn't really think I was serious, they weren't really that much, but I was in my music. And I thought to myself, yeah, don't worry. Like, keep going, keep going. Going to a raise that, getting a booking like once every 2 months. Getting a £300. Probably spend about 50, 100 on the club trying to get me floss with my friends. And use the other £200 to come back and put it towards my way up and try and get on the next level. You get me? But I stuck it out. And now I can say that I've seen both sides. And I remember how I felt. I remember exactly how I felt. I felt like nothing. I felt like nothing. And that's why I told people.
Because I want to close this. Also, let me tell you. then just take, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
just
just
check
take it this year, yeah.
Send me any. I'll do a post on Tuesday.
Okay.
So,
Can you do something like on your by Jevan?
yeah, I'll
And
do that.
can you do like follow, support, Oxxy?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, once I'll promote everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'll see you guys later. Send me to the link. Good luck with everything. Good luck with
I have a dispo cam. Let's get a pic on that. It's in my car. Like in front of the Oxxy and the big bag. See? No, he's gonna come tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
One day we're gonna take it over the world, and we're still always gonna remain humble because we know where we come from and we know the years it's taken to get here. I feel like failure in some aspects is a lot more important than success, and I've always said that life moves like a wave. You can learn lessons teach you a lot more than success because throughout life you learn different ways on how to make sure that your wave keeps spinning out more than randomizing everywhere. Why I started this, I couldn't afford anything. So even the deals I got now, I really wasn't like selfish. I was in the game and I was like, I'm not making let me just make it. For me, being a multidisciplinary artist, it's never been difficult to balance with. Like I've said, I've always been a curious child and I never want to lose sight of that childlike energy throughout my life and my art. The colours and the patterns in Ghana, especially with Kente, is basically a metaphor for how I try and portray my work. I'm never scared to bring colour and themes into my work because that's basically what I believe in. My country bleeds throughout. My advice to younger creators is just to live because all the work and inspiration comes from real life. You know, just explore the world, explore your city, explore your town, explore where you come from. Learn your culture, learn other people's culture because God built this world in His image and His likeness. Black youth in Scotland can learn to appreciate their upbringing and their roots through my art. I think representation can get lost a lot within our generation. It's important to have conversations within that realm so that you never lose sight of